DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
The heavyweight championship of the world! Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Saudi Arabia, next February. It is happening. And our man, JP Joseph, joins us from Samoa. Welcome back to the show, mate.
Oh, listen, great to see you. Thanks for having me on.
The news came last week. Terrific news for you. This has been something that you've been working so hard for. I know all boxing fans know you've waited a long time for this.
You know, Martin, when you're in the sport of boxing, the goal is to keep winning and to fight for the championship of the world. And I have done that. I've done it once before.
Mm-hmm.
I won it back in 2016 against Andy Ruiz in a tough fight. And now I have the opportunity to fight for this championship of the world again. And last year when I did sort of the comeback, and after the Joe Joyce loss, we made a plan. We made a plan, and we wanted to keep busy, and we sort of made a plan that we wanted to fight for the IBF World Title. And then things happened in the way they happened, with Joshua losing to Dubois, me beating Zhang and Wilder, and now we're in this great spot that we can fight for the title again.
When you lost to Joyce, how low a moment was that for you? And did you ever consider at that stage, oh God, maybe I've done it, maybe it's enough now?
No, you know, when I lost to Joyce, I shouldn't have taken that fight. I mean, I wasn't in my health wasn't the best. I was very sick leading into that fight, but mentally I wanted to go into that fight. And you know, mentally as a fighter, you can beat everyone. Doesn't even matter what kind of shape or form you're in. After that fight, I thought to myself, this is not how it should be. Things I know that I'm better than this, and I know if I find the right team to help with my training and nutrition and guide me the right way, that I could show something different. But I never thought that I was going to give up after Joyce. I just thought I needed something different. I needed something else.
Did you give yourself a certain period of time or a number of fights? If you hadn't have beaten Wilder, was it ever a consideration if you hadn't have done that you would have thought, maybe it's not?
No, us fighters, I don't think it's ever a consideration that we're going to finish boxing. I mean, when the time comes, it's your time and you're done. But as a fighter, when you're actively training and you're locked into fights, you're never thinking, this is going to be my last one. I have put a time frame on it, like around 35 years old.
It's not long.
I feel like the next 3 years is my time to give everything to the sport. Then after that, I can walk away happy knowing that I did everything right leading into finishing from the sport. But for now, I'm young, I'm hungry, I'm fresh. I got the perfect training, the perfect nutrition, strength and conditioning training. I'm ready to go.
Joseph, when we saw you fight Wilder, it was such a brilliant fight, and then Big Bang Zhang as well. Look, you know, you look like a different fighter, and I remember talking to you after the Zhang fight as well. What has Andy Lee done for you? Explain to everyone exactly the influence and also just the practical things that he's actually done for you.
Listen, I've always had Andy Lee, which is Andy looks after the boxing side of things, and Andy has always been great. The thing that I was missing was the strength conditioning, the nutrition, and the recovery. When George Lockhart came on board, who looks after all of that side, we all came in sync with each other.
Right.
Myself, George, and Andy, and now we all work together, you know, and everything, like I said, is in sync. And when you have a team like that, I think we're unstoppable. But Andy's always been a great teacher and teaching me, you know, everything is the basics. And sometimes as a fighter, you sort of forget the basics. So he had to sort of just revamp that into me. Then George Lockhart looked after everything else, got my conditioning to a perfect, level where when I'm in the ring, I can think of what I'm doing. When I'm in the corner and in between rounds, I can breathe, I can think, everything is clear. And I think that comes down to the hard work that we put into camp and conditioning. And nutrition is a massive part to it as well. Very big part that I haven't had throughout my whole career.
Just tell us a little bit about that then. So how different is your diet these days when you're actually building up for a fight, like compared to what it used to be?
So compared to what it used to be is a massive comparison, because what I used to be before was not even close to what it is now. And for example, when I was fighting Zhang, I was 112 kgs. Now sitting here talking to you now, I'm 123 kgs.
Good Lord.
And the only difference with myself and Zhang at the time when we fought was the weight. Zhang was 133 kgs and I was 113, 112. So there was a massive gap in weight. And I thought I was going to have a rematch with Zhang. So George and myself and Andy came up with the plan that our endurance was better, our speed was better. The only thing that was different was the weight and the power. But for example, for breakfast, George will make me 3 or 4 potatoes in the morning, 2 or 3 chicken thighs, black pudding, 5 eggs. Like that one sitting of breakfast would be like 1,200 to 1,500 calories of food. And because we put on all this muscle, muscles burn calories. And so I'm eating between 6,000 and 10,000 calories a day, depending on the training that we're doing the next day.
Wow, just thinking that breakfast, yum. After you fought Joshua, did you think that, that getting a chance to go for the heavyweight title is absolute dream, and most people maybe only get one chance at it? Did you think that maybe that was going to be your only chance, or did you genuinely believe, look, if I work this, I do this, I can come back and get another one?
I genuinely believed that if I did everything right, I know I had the chance to fight for the championship of the world. Andy Ruiz beat him, had the unification of Anthony Joshua, and at that time I was still very young. I was still quite green, still learning the sport and learning the business of boxing. And then now sitting here today, I'm a lot more mature. There's different reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, more for myself, my wife and kids. But I always believed that I could have the chance to fight for the championship of the world again. And when you believe in something fully, like there's no one can stop you. No matter what anyone says, they can't stop you, because if you believe fully that you can achieve it, you will.
You were so much faster, your movement, your speed, your ring craft was so much better against Wilder and Zhang. Did you feel that? Did you actually notice that?
I noticed that my speed against Wilder and Zhang was a lot quicker. And because I expected Wilder to come forward and chase me down. So I was practicing and training for someone who's going to chase me down. When the fight started, Wilder went straight on his back foot, so I had to pressure him. With Zhang, we always knew that he had the big punch and he had great foundations, but he wasn't the fittest, and he didn't have the best endurance, and the speed wasn't up to mine as well. So I feel like speed plays a big part in my game.
Daniel Dubois, what does he bring? What do you have to be fearful or careful of?
Daniel Dubois throws big bombs, and he throws them, a lot of them. When you have someone like Deontay Wilder, he didn't throw too many punches. When you have Zhang, he sort of slowed down a bit. I need to up my game in terms of endurance and punch output to match what Dubois is going to bring. But when he throws punches, he throws them with bombs. Nearly every punch is a bomb. So I have to be very wary and careful, but also be aggressive in what I'm trying to achieve in the ring.
What's the fight plan? Is it to knock him out, or is it to keep him in that ring?
My plan is to go out there, right, and enjoy myself. It's quite hard to say enjoy yourself when someone's trying to punch you in the face, but I want to go out there and enjoy myself. Yeah. And what I mean by enjoy is that I want to have a structured approach. Like I want to go in there and really follow what we're going to be practicing in camp. And if I can do everything right leading into, the win will take care of itself if I can do everything right leading up to that.
Joseph, so as most of us are gearing up for Christmas and New Year and just thinking holidays and food and drink and everything else, so you're on a regime at the moment. How does your Christmas and New Year look?
Yeah, so I'm here in Samoa for 4 or 5 days. I thought it would be important to bring my wife and kids here to spend a bit of time, because when I leave at the end of this week to Ireland, I'm gone for Christmas, I'm gone for New Year's, I'm gone for my birthday, and I'll be training right through. Like when I leave this week to go to Ireland, it's camp life.
Yep. And
it's strict life. And this focused life on this fight. This is a massive opportunity. I don't want to mess it up. I want to give it everything I have to be able to get myself in the best condition.
Have you dreamed of this opportunity since the Joshua fight? Have you actually lain awake and thought, if I get this opportunity again, how am I going to do it?
I have dreamed about it. Yes, I have. I thought, and I've dreamed listen, it's crazy as fighters. Sometimes you dream about fighting other fighters. That's just what we do. But I've dreamed about being 2-time world champion. And now I have the opportunity, so I'm going to take it with both hands, and I'm going to make the most of it, because this opportunity only comes. It doesn't even come a lot to a lot of fighters. No. There's a lot of fighters who want to fight for the championship of the world, and it doesn't even come. So I've been very blessed, and I've been in a great position to be given an opportunity for the second time.
What kind of weight are you looking at? What's your optimum for the fight?
I feel like at the moment I'm 123, 124, but when fight time comes, I want to be shredded at around 116, 117. I want to be quick on my feet. I want to have still good endurance to match what Dubois is going to bring. I want to have the same speed. And, you know, when you have all these things combined, your boxing IQ comes out and they can really see it in the ring.
Couple more questions, we'll let you go, and I thank you so much for your time, man, especially when you're on holiday. You know that I care about you a lot, and you know that a lot of fight fans here in New Zealand, we care about you a lot, and if there's only one worry, it's that you've got to decide when you get out is the right time. You said 3 years. Is that enough? You get out of there with your health intact, you've got, 5 beautiful children, you've got a great life, you know, you've set yourself up well, you've been smart about this, but you've got to be smart about that too, don't you?
You have to be very smart about when to exit boxing, because fighters, as us fighters, we always want to fight. No matter when, no matter what, no matter how, we always want to fight. So I have given myself 3 years, and I think that's the perfect time because I'm just coming into my prime. And if I, you know, around 35 years old, if I can stop boxing and enjoy life with my family, but also listen, you never know, things can happen before then, leading up to 35 years old. So if there's too much punishment in a fight or a few fights, then, you know, I feel like I can make the right call at that time if it does happen to exit and to enjoy life.
You want to keep those handsome looks, bro.
You never know, it might come useful sometime. I don't know. We'll see.
Put one right here. A lot of people want to do this, guys. Give me one right there. Joseph, all the very best to you, mate. Train hard, and we really look forward to February in this massive fight against Dubois. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
DSPN.